guys, this is Bong H. Lee with Collectibles. We're coming at you with episode 31, Sideshow Collectibles, clamping down on custom statue promotions. Hey, you guys, this is Bong H. Lee with Collectibles, coming at you with episode 31. I am here with my mates, Rich in Melbourne. Hey, Rich.
How you doing? Interesting episode. I know it's been beaten to death, but we haven't really spoke about it. We've been kind of bored, to be fair, in this drama. There's not really been much to do for us, so it's nice to actually talk about it and get our thoughts out. So welcoming a new person today, aren't we, Bong?
Yes, we are. Give us a round of applause for our man from Malaysia, Sims.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Glad to be here. I am not at all held here against my will. Richard does not have a bomb strapped to my chair, and I'm not being forced to compliment him every 10 minutes.
By the way,
that is not at all true.
By the way, you're 2 seconds over your last compliment, so please, can you give me one?
You have a lovely nose.
You may live.
Really?
See, I know that's bullshit because I hate my nose.
I thought you would get something good on your first episode. Like, he's the best embezzler you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it's like something good.
There is nothing. There is nothing good about me. If you believe the rumors, I am not a good person. I am the evil, wicked witch.
It's hard to think when your butt cheeks are quivering with the C4.
Okay, so back on topic.
Yeah, back on topic.
So, everyone's thinking about, how is this Sideshow, announcement going to affect us in Collectiverse? And, to be quite frank about it, it's not. I mean, we've been an affiliate with Sideshow before. But all of our commissions, we've been donating to charity. And B, we do not go out there and advertise, promote customs, period. And, that's been our stance since day one. And, moving forward, even with this announcement of, cutting affiliate ties, that's going to be our stance moving forward. Now, the one thing that I've noticed about all of this is that, people, keep on, asking, how can Sideshow do this? Like, what makes them, this big bad boss man, that can just all of a sudden cut ties and, really do whatever the heck they want. And, it came to me that, everyone's talking about, this with their emotions, saying, they're bad, they're good, whatnot. But, the one thing I did is, I actually went onto the Sideshow website. If you go on to affiliates.sideshow.com, you can actually read the terms that people have to actually agree to and sign up to be a part of the Sideshow affiliate program. And, I'm just going to condense this down because there's a lot of different, parts here. But if you look under subsection P, responsibility of your site when becoming an affiliate with Sideshow, subsection P, paragraph 4, the responsibility for your site when you become a Sideshow affiliate. You have to ensure the materials posted on your site do not violate or infringe upon the rights of any third party, including, for example, copyright, trademarks, privacy, or other personal and proprietary rights. You have to ensure the materials posted on your site are not libelous or otherwise illegal. And now I'll just jump to section X, termination of accounts. Sideshow Collectibles reserves the right to terminate an affiliate at will. Termination notice will be provided by email and be effective immediately. Going down, Sideshow reserves the right to charge back and or disallow any and all commissions to an affiliate who violates this agreement. I mean, I've read all of it. It's pretty ironclad. And unfortunately, it really screws the affiliates a lot because Sideshow has all the power here. Now, I've been looking at this conversation, in a couple of different ways. You can look at it from a business standpoint. You can look at it from a collector's standpoint. I mean, the way I look at it as a business, Sideshow is well within the rights to do this. They can implement it however they want to. But as a collector, it really feels like a slap in the face to us for them to just outright say, hey, you can't do this, and we're just going to slap this all together. Could they have found a middle ground there? Probably. But there's probably a lot of things happening behind the scenes, pressure from other, outside forces that's making them do this and making them do this now. It's a really emotionally charged, issue right now. And, the problem is, until those emotions die down just a little bit, we're not going to really see a true answer getting resolved. What do you guys think?
Well, for anyone first who doesn't know what we're talking about, last Wednesday there was an email sent out from Sideshow Collectibles to all affiliates that said, if you continue to post promotions of customs and promotions of unlicensed products, then we have the right to, one, terminate your affiliate account, and two, remove all pending affiliates money that you are owed. So anything that is currently pending, which pending means when somebody's bought a statue for your affiliate link, but it's not been shipped yet, it's still in production. So, gosh, you don't actually get paid out for the affiliate link until it ships to the customer in case they cancel or something like that. So that's what pending means. So some people have thousands in pending, some have hundreds. So they reserve the right to remove all those pending and terminate your affiliate account, which Wong's just told us it is in their policy and in their agreement that you signed originally. It's just never been enforced like this before. So on Wednesday they sent an email out, and it quickly became fuel for the fire. The fire was lit, it was going. Now since then they've actually clarified that it's not posting about customs per se that's upsetting them and upsets the agreement. It's when you post about a custom and say so and so selling it, you can buy it for this and promote, but that is promotion. But I think posting on in the first place is promotion. But I get artistic freedom, people want to see these customs. There's a couple of arguments. Firstly, people say, well, if Sideshow did this character, then we wouldn't need customs. Well, I think there's two types of customs. There's the custom where somebody's making for, I don't know, juggernauts, or somebody's making for this. That's a good type of custom to me. Somebody's doing a product that a couple of people want, they've been hired to do it by a certain person or something for them and their friends to make a couple, that's fine. But then you have the other side of customs that's got a bit out of control recently that everyone's talked about, where people are doing 200 run, 500 run of a certain character, and the fact that people say, well, if Sideshow made these characters, there won't be customs. Well, why do we get custom Wolverines and custom Magnetos? Because we've got plenty of custom Wolverines, we've got plenty of licensed Wolverines and Magnetos. So it's not just customs fill a gap. There is that gap that, yeah, these characters are not going to be made, so we want a custom such as Nightcrawler that was made and stuff like that. But then there's the other side of it, that people are going out and starting custom companies where it's got a name and they're doing 500 runs of this and 1,000 runs of this, and they're doing 300 of this, and they're taking in, you know what I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're not paying any licensing fees. And those are the people, I think, that has kicked the fire, like lit the fire, kicked the hornet's nest a bit, and made these companies suddenly stand up and go, oh, okay, we've got to put a stop to this. And they're not saying that people can't buy customs and stuff. They're saying that people who make money off Sideshow and their site, who have influence and are making a good living off Sideshow from their affiliates, I know that they're putting the work in to promote it and stuff and to post the links and everything, but they should not be allowed to promote stuff that's unlicensed. And that is probably, yes, it is probably, like Bong said, coming from above. It's not just Sideshow, I'm sure Disney and other people. And I'm sure this is step one, and I'm sure that this is the nice way of doing it. I would rather Sideshow say, listen, you've got to cut this out, than Disney suddenly send you a cease and desist, or Disney suddenly send the lawyers in and say that they're going to take you to court or get your Facebook group removed. I'm sure Disney has the power to do that. So I think that some will play ball and some won't. Now, as far as, sorry, something in a minute, but as far as us and our stance, it's been boring for us, honestly, because we've never pushed customs. It's just something we never did. Because as a website, there's a few different rules compared to just groups and channels and stuff. So we just kind of adopted it from day one that we wouldn't push any customs. We appreciate what they do and everything. And as far as affiliate money, somebody brought that to me and said, well, it's about affiliates for you then, isn't it? I'm like, well, we just gave away 6 months of affiliates, totaling about $700 to kids' charities. So it's not like this is bad for money. We're just basically continuing a practice that we've always done. I mean, Sims, what do you think on this issue and Sideshow and what went on and everything?
Well, first off, the way Sideshow handled the whole situation was way more better. I mean, way more lenient, or more lenient in a way. Considered to companies, like considered to larger corporations like Disney. This is guaranteed. I can bet money that it wasn't Sideshow's decision. to do this. Sideshow probably advised Disney on how to go about this, but this is definitely the higher ups that asked for this to be done. I'm pretty sure. And and the way they treated the whole custom thing, they treated it like it was piracy. The whole affiliate links, the way they described customs, all of it was pretty much described it as piracy, like
It's copyright infringement, basically. Yeah.
copyright infringement, and they talked about it like it was an actual product. That means they acknowledge that customs are being sold for big money. They know this. That can be seen, and that they can, they pretty much want. The thing is, what I want to know is who are they targeting? Like, are they focusing on the guys with the bigger ES, the guys who are making this big money? Do they know to differentiate between a custom guy that's making this for the art and a custom guy that's making this for the larger
Well,
ES?
they did say on a forum, didn't they, Bong, about that?
Yeah, they actually did clarify that on Sideshow Freaks. There was a post there specifying that. So for those that don't know, if I wanted to make a statue, I can't just go out and make 1,000. I mean, what's a statue that's never been made before? Wolverines. So I can't just go and just make 1,000 Wolverines, without consequence. If I wanted to make a Wolverine or any piece, I would have to go to the licensor, the IP rights holder, and say, hey, can I make this? And what scale can I make this? Can I make it 1/6 scale, 1/4 scale, 1/3 scale? And then I ask them, where can I sell this? Can I sell this in America? Can I sell this in Guam? Can I sell it in Malaysia? After you sign that contract, you have the rights for that character for a set amount of time, for that territory, for that size.
And all those things dictate price as well. So if you want
exactly,
more
so
territory.
That's why when you keep on saying, "Oh, Sideshow only does 1/4 scale," why can't they do a 1/3 scale? Well, that's because Prime One has a 1/3 scale line. Why does each company do each thing? This is why. Like, contracts are made, contracts are kept. So if you wanted to do a custom, you're basically saying, "I'm going to make this character, but I'm not going to pay the guy that created this character any money at all." So yes, customs can be quote less expensive because you're not paying any of those rights fees at all. Now, the thing that Sideshow did clarify is, if I buy a Hot Toys, if I buy a product and I myself just modify it, custom it, they're fine with that because I'm not profiting off of that. But if I'm going to take a piece and then say, Thanos on Throne, if I make a custom head for myself, that's fine. But now if I make a run of 10, 20, 100 custom Thanos heads, now I'm selling it and I'm promoting it on my YouTube channel saying, hey, if you want a custom Thanos head, it's only going to be $300. That's who they're actually targeting now.
So basically, they're saying that if you have a marketing plan, if you have intent to sell, if you are profiting from this endeavor, you are going down. That's what basically they're saying.
Exactly. But the issue I have is as they say, if you're profiting from it, if you're helping to sell it, but by doing a review, isn't that what you're doing? Let's say if I review something, what's the first comment anyone always says is, where can I get that?
Where can I find it? Yeah.
I mean, so where do you draw that line? Like, I can review this piece, but I can't say, should I just say, PM me? I mean, eventually, if that happens, we're just going back around and around again, right?
Well, I think when I spoke, they said about unlicensed products in different areas. If you're reviewing something in the UK and it's not sold there, then you've bought something that shouldn't be purchased in the UK. But then you have the problem of somebody bought it overseas and shipped it. You have also the problem of, okay, you could have bought it secondhand on eBay, so the original person bought it out of country, but you didn't. So it's kind of there is a very grey area there of how can you judge whether that person actually acted illegally or that person just bought it on eBay? Because you could go on eBay now and buy an XM Studios statue in the UK that someone's bought, and you haven't done anything wrong. You just bought a statue that's in the UK. Now, originally, the person who originally bought it probably bought it through a third party or whatever and got that shipped over. But then the grey area in that still exists of, is that person doing anything wrong by purchasing from someone who bought it in a licensed area? So there is a lot of weird stuff around that I think would be hard to police and also hard to justify clamping down on. Now, the thing that they have clamped down on is people in groups where the affiliates are making money saying, oh, this is a custom, I'm doing 100, 200 of them, you can contact me for this, you can contact so-and-so for this. I think that is the ones they want to address, the ones that they would like to remove. And I think I've already seen a lot of custom people lowering ES numbers to basically try and stay off the radar a bit. You know what I mean? It's like, if you stole $100 from a bank, no one's probably going to chase you. You're probably not as much as if you stole $1 million. You know, I mean,
What is with stealing money, dude? You couldn't make any other example besides stealing money.
Yeah, I suppose. Go with what you know. I was trying to think of, like, if you say you did something that was a tiny misdemeanor or something, you're not going to have the FBI chasing you, you're not going to have Interpol, you're not going to have all this crap, you're not going to have roadblocks thrown up for you, are you? But if you went in and you took $100,000 or you killed someone or did something, then you're going to have a lot of people chasing you. And I think that Sideshow are not going to chase people if they're making one custom, or they're even making 10, I doubt. They're going to chasing the people who are making hundreds, the people who are doing the high ES numbers. So I think you're going to see a lot of custom people lowering the ES numbers, and you're going to see probably a different change in habits of how these people get in contact to buy these things.
Probably back to the early ages of customs where everything was discreet and the groups were small, and most of it went to friends and close relationships. So I'm guessing that's where customs are going to go now, back to the old roots. And it's good, you get that healthy low ES, that uniqueness, that special feel that you get with customs that you used to, because customs essentially became a mass-produced product recently. So
I think another thing people were saying as well is, well, we wouldn't have so many of these artists like Daniel Bell or whatever without customs, and they do have a point to an extent. We wouldn't have so many artists coming up and doing things and stuff. So I think there is a place for sort of unique pieces, but because Daniel Bell made a Magneto or whatever that sold, then he could have probably made 5 of them and would have got us noticed if he made 500. You know what I mean? Like people get noticed based on talent, not on the ES number of the statue they made. So there is a place for it, but I think it is aimed at the people trying to make an actual full living off this and trying to bring out these high ES numbers. I think that. So,
and you can also see that. You can also see that Sideshow is still learning from this.
Yeah.
An artist made a post on one of the groups talking about the situation, and one of Sideshow's members, adequately named Jay Nerso, said thank you for clarifying the situation. And he went on about how his career as an artist, talked about him being an artist and his revolvement around custom situations, and he basically did customs for the art and never mass produced. And he talked about how certain custom artists won't get picked up by companies because of the fact that they did customs. And he talked about this. And the fact that Sideshow replied and said thank you for clarifying the situation shows that they're still learning about what's happening, and they're improving. So I would suggest, before getting on the high horse, pun intended, getting on the high horse
getting on the Wonder Woman on horse, you mean?
Yeah, getting on that, and before going on a rampage with pitchforks, we should wait until the hammer falls and see everything that Sideshow has planned and what these companies have in store for them.
Well, I don't think this is the end.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, the way people are looking at customs is that, artistic freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, customs is like speeding. We know everybody does it. You see the speed limit there. Everyone goes 5, 10, 20, 30 miles above the speed limit. We know it's a rule. We know we're breaking it. We just hope that we don't get caught. And if you see a guy getting pulled over, it's like, okay, sucks for that guy, but I'm not going to get caught. And it's the same way with customs. We know that we're breaking the law. We know that these are unlicensed pieces, but yet if we can get it, that's perfectly fine. And that's the mentality that we really have to shake. I mean, you can be for artistic freedom all you want, but some of these custom groups that are out there, they're having polls out like, hey, what pieces do you want? Hey, how should we tweak this? Like, they're advertising this like they're a real company doing like real things. I mean, that's the whole issue there. It's not one guy doing this for artistic freedom. This is one guy doing these pieces to make millions and millions of dollars. Like, there's a lot of money inside this hobby here, and people aren't realizing that.
Yeah, I think that's what they're really aiming at. I think that's where the frustration comes, and I think it's kind of like a few people spoil it for the rest of them. You know what I mean? I don't think if those people didn't exist, I don't think this would have probably come up. They would have probably just said it's not really affecting our business too much. We're not getting complaints from licensors because they don't know that this person makes 10 of these and no one cares. And I think the fact that they're doing these big runs, like we've said, and I think it boils back to what you said originally about the policy agreement. Sideshow have the power to do what they're doing. It's not like they haven't told people when they set up an affiliate account that you have to...
It's been a long time coming, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Okay, I think that's been well covered. I mean, Bong, anything else you want to put towards this? Like I said, we've been pretty much out of it, to be honest. I was expecting someone to say with Sideshow shills or something, and I'm like, well, maybe we're not getting that abuse. Hopefully, we'll probably start getting it now. Probably start getting loads of messages saying I'm a Sideshow shill. But
no, yeah, I mean, we're gonna do what we do. I mean, you can have the argument that Sideshow should be upping their game, should be doing their QC, doing all this, but you know what? Sideshow is a big enough company that they have enough hits, they have misses, and that's fine. That's going to happen with every company. You've got issues about not doing B characters, C characters. You know what? Sideshow has their market research. They're not going to do a C character because it's not going to sell. At the end of the day, it's still a business, and they have to run it as a business. And I hate to say that. It makes me feel really corporate saying that. But what happens if, say, Sideshow fails? It's not just, big bad Sideshow is going to fail. The whole industry, would almost collapse. Like, they are the big guy. If they fail, like, what about them being a distributor? Then,
yeah. I mean, I kind of
realize when they just try and say Sideshow's, the bad guy. You've got to look at it from a whole scale industry perspective.
I go back to when I was a kid, and I remember people saying that music stores would always be around and that CDs would always be sold and stuff like that. And then Napster happened, and there was the whole Napster came around, and suddenly Towers Records went out of business and everything. And now it's hard to find a CD shop. I mean, HMV in the UK pretty much closed most of their stores, and it kind of killed an industry. Yeah, it started a new one with streaming and stuff, but it's a bit like with movies. I used to love going to Blockbuster. On a Saturday, you get a couple of DVDs. It'd be awesome. Yeah, I think the internet is good for a lot of things, but it's killed a lot of things that I used to love as well.
Yes.
So you have to Sideshow have to be careful that the statue industry doesn't fall foul of that as well, because people want to make money, obviously, but there has to be some restrictions and some laws put in place, or else it is the Wild West. And I mean, it is craziness. So
yeah, because most people to get recognition go through Sideshow, Tweeterheads, Prime One, they all did it. DC Collectibles, they all go through Sideshow. If Sideshow ain't at the top anymore, who's gonna fill that gap? Probably someone we aren't gonna like, maybe.
Well, there's a bit. I think there's quite a big gap in there between like the smaller companies and Sideshow. They're probably the only whale in the industry, really. That, like, if you're talking about size and talking about statues they put out, talking about the square footage of the place, the artists they have, the sort of capital, they're in a very different league to most of the other companies. I think it'd take a lot for them to drop from being the number one in the community. I get what some people say about they should do this character, they should do that character, but if there's custom people want to do that character, then you know what I mean. That just don't do 1,000. That's what I say. Just don't run 1,000 off, you'll be fine.
I think as long as customs, stay under the radar and
stay as customs, not as
customs and not as a business, they'll be fine. And we get to still enjoy the customs we love, and people get to still share the statues that they love, and people get artists get to thrive on this community as well. So it's a win-win situation.
Cool.
You know.
I think that's I
Alrighty.
think we've covered it.
I think that wraps up episode 31. Sideshows clamping down on the custom statue promotions. What do we have for episode 32?
We're talking about scales and the best, the worst, the future, the who does what. So we're looking forward to that one.
Alrighty,
Now
thank
that's
you
lovely.
guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
See you later, guys.